So what's something you like about our animation right now? Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool that it goes back to the start, right? It could almost just go on forever. In fact, I think it would if we just let it run, right? As long as it didn't run out of battery power. Yeah. What's one thing that you wish we could change? Yeah, we could speed it up. That's true. We kind of already know how to do that. What's something that we could change with the animation to sort of improve it? Yes, that's right. We could try to reverse the direction, right? So when the ball hits the bottom, instead of blinking back up to the top, that's sort of jarring for the person who's watching the animation. We would love maybe for it to hit the bottom and bounce off, right? To reverse direction and start going back up. If that were to happen, we would need to reverse the direction that Y is going. And anytime that we need something to change, for example, right now we're adding 2 to our Y variable to make it drop. If we want to change that and then start maybe subtracting from the Y variable, if we want to subtract instead to make it go back up, that's a great candidate for use of a variable. So I'm actually going to create a second variable here right underneath Y. I'm going to say VAR, and I would like to create a variable for direction. Now I could actually type out direction, but there's a good chance that I might misspell it, and that could lead to an error. Also, it's a lot to type. So I'm just going to go dir for direction, and I'm going to set direction to 2. There we go. I'm going to set direction to 2. And instead of saying y equals y plus 2 here, I'm going to go y equals y plus dir, or direction. Once again, nothing is going to change. We're still adding 2 to y. It's just that that 2 is no longer a number. It is a variable with the value 2 placed inside of it. Just to make sure, let's save this here quick and check that our animation does not change. Nope, our animation's great. Okay, the question now is, how do I get the ball to change direction once it hits the bottom of the screen? We already have a test to see when the ball hits the bottom of the screen in this if statement, right? If y is greater than 400, then do these instructions. And our current instructions say y equals 100. In other words, reset y to what it was before, and then just keep doing what we were doing previously. That's not what we want, though. What we want is to have the circle actually change directions. We don't actually have to change y at all in that case. What we need to change is, and I named the variable for this very reason, direction. We need to change direction. So I'm going to go dir, right? dir equals minus 2. And then if we start adding dir after this condition is met, after we've hit the bottom, instead of adding 2 and 2 and 2, we should add minus 2 and minus 2 and minus 2. Once again, we're seeing some things from math. Adding a negative is the same as what? Well, think back to your math class. Adding a negative is like what? Is like subtraction, exactly. So adding a negative 2 is like subtraction. It should have the opposite effect of adding 2, like we were doing before. So let's save this and see what happens. All right. So the balls drop, and look at that. Okay, so when it reaches the bottom, when it satisfies that condition, when y is greater than 400, we can take the direction and reverse it. It was positive 2, now it's negative 2, and that causes the balls to change direction. Let's see that one more time. So until we meet this condition, it's going down, and now we're subtracting 2 from y, and the balls rise up. Now we've got the opposite problem, which is that the balls go off the top of the screen, but that's a problem that I'm going to leave for you.